So, in a couple of days, the next Black Stars head coach will be announced. According to several reports, March 15th is the date that the FA have set aside to officially name the new Black Stars head coach. It would be exactly 1 week to the game between Ghana and Nigeria, a renewal of rivalries in Morocco, Marrakesh. And today we're going to talk about the worst kept secrets right now in Ghana football on who the next head coach would be. Coach Otto Addo. Yes, Otto Addo is set to be named as the next Black Stars head coach. We'll talk about whether he is the best option out of all the applicants, whether he meets the criteria, what his second stint we should expect from him. Probably he has learned some few things, and how much it will mean to him to be part of the Ghana Black Stars fold once again, and who he could probably be working with, or who he should be working with. We'll have a look at all that today, discussing it. As usual, don't forget to subscribe if you have not. Click on that notification bell to get more updates. So, throughout the reportage and speculations on who the next Black Stars head coach would be, I have had my reservations on the most likely candidate and probably the worst kept secret in football, in Ghana football right now, who the next head coach will be. Otto Addo, in his first stint as the Ghana Black Stars head coach, was, I wouldn't say he was extremely poor, but he was not good enough to merit a second stint. Let me help you guys understand this. Most of the coaches in the past or in history that have gotten second stints with other clubs or national teams have gotten that opportunity because of probably what they achieved during their first stint. In recent times, Milovan Rajaba got a second stint with the Ghana Black Stars because of the amazing things he did with Ghana in the 2010 World Cup. Given that probably his time in that decade, or the tricks or things he did in that decade, could not probably help us in this current one, he still merited a second chance because of what he had done in the past with Ghana. Also in the Ghana Black Stars fold, we have Ike Afrani, who is former Ghana Black Stars coach. He came in for second and hint because of what he had done in the past. CK Jemfi as well in the past, because of what he had done in winning the African Cup of Nations, came in and also won it. All I'm trying to say is that probably the reason why a lot of people are hesitant in embracing this coach Otto Addo comeback is because maybe his first stint was not the best. But that being said, his first stint was probably not the longest in coaching history. He took over the helm in March and it ended in December. In between those times, there were sporadic games. There were games in September, there were games in October, there were games in December in the World Cup, and November in friendlies. It's fair to say he did not stay with the Black Stars long enough for us to make a better assessment or judgment of him. But in the short stint he stayed with Ghana, did he merit a second stint? During his stay with the Ghana national team, it was always a priority for coach Otto Addo that Dortmund was his first priority before the Ghana Black Stars. In fact, it was something of concern for a lot of people who said we had hired a part-time coach, a coach who has his attention divided. After the appointment of Coach Chris Hughton, we noticed that even a full-time coach probably wasn't didn't mean that he would be successful. Chris Hughton had his issues, but Otto Addo, in his stint, in my opinion, first of all, reason why I was not happy when it was announced was because he did not probably do enough for me in his first stint to merit a second stint. It's just as simple as that. But that being said, what should we expect for Coach Otto Addo? Well, in the past, Otto Addo, when he was with Ghana, at least in recent history, he's been sort of a defensive manager. He's allowed players who probably are not explosive. Yes, there are games in which he allows players to be expressive, but when there are players like Joseph Painter, who was doing amazingly well with Genk, missing from your World Cup squad, and you are saying you have other players you are looking at, it really baffles me a wee bit here. I think Otto Addo, yes, he is someone who is probably learning his trade, probably still learning the ropes, probably the Black Stars job might be a tad bit too far for him. But in my opinion, his style of play in his first stint for the Ghana Black Stars was not something I admired so much. Maybe something different is forthcoming. We'll never know. We'll find out in a couple of days when he is announced and when he does play and select his team for the very first time versus Nigeria. In a week's time, Ghana will be playing in that game versus the Super Eagles before play Uganda. Coach Otto Addo will need the support of everyone. And I'm not trying to be a negative person here, but you would have to be honest in assessing things. The FA came out with a criteria for a coach that would lead Ghana to possibly trophies. The next AFCON probably being the target. But it is being speculated that he'll be giving a long term contract to help him build a team for the future. And that has been something that has been lacking in the national team in recent times. We are not building for the future. We are looking for quick fixes, quick success. And I know you're still looking for it because he will be tasked with qualifying Ghana for the 2026 World Cup in a group that contains Mali and Co. In a group in which Comoros is topping. So, yes, it will not be an easy ride for him. We will probably put the pressure on him to qualify us for the World Cup first and foremost before the next African Cup of Nations. But that is the nature of the Black Stars job. The Black Stars is always expected to be at the pinnacle of African and world football, and probably Otto Addo might not be the answer, but he might be the one the FA are going to entrust on Friday. Whether he'll succeed or not will depend on his selections, will depend on if he has free reign to work. It will depend on a lot of factors. But let's give him the much needed support. Despite my doubts on his credentials and being able to lead Ghana all the way in a long term project, I will still be behind him and back him and support him. But if things probably don't go according to plan or things go awry, we will criticize constructively and we will let you guys know that we are not happy with what is going on with the national team. No one loves the Black Stars more than the fans. The officials and those in charge might say they love the team more, but no one loves the Black Stars more than the teaming fans who make trips to venues across the globe to support the national team. Coach Otto Addo is set to be named as the head coach. Will it be the best? Time will tell. Let me know your thoughts in the comments box, your expectations if he is confirmed as the next Black Stars head coach, what you expect from him, and everything in between. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great evening.